Hey everyone. Welcome to Zoetic Chat. Unleash your life's journey with me, John Mayfield. This ultimate podcast for spiritual guidance will answer all your life, soul and spiritual questions. I'm thrilled to have you join me every week. My vast knowledge, wisdom and experience are crucial to your personal and spiritual growth. Together we will explore a variety of topics and delve deeply into the truths of my life and spiritual path. Don't forget to sign up to my newsletter at johnmayfield.com. Hey everyone. Welcome to Zoetic Chat. Unleash your life's purpose. We're following on with a little bit more to do with James, excuse me, and his past lives that affect his life now. If you haven't been following, then there are two or three sessions where I've connected to the past life of James, and with amazing results. James has followed and listened to everything that I brought forward from his past lives. He's done the little mantras. And when I was talking to him about spine, he felt like his spine was popping, or it had got bubbles in it and they were bursting in a really good way. And he's since gone on to win a medal, which I cried so much. He won a medal in his martial arts. I can't remember all the details, and that's for him to talk about if ever he comes on here, if ever he wants to speak himself. But in the meantime, I'm going to connect, starting at the roots, really, the roots. Because the universe showed me an image, and I wasn't in meditation, it was just something that came to me, that I should still continue with James, because I was asking, what podcast shall I do next? How shall I take my podcasting? Where should it go? And the answer that I had from the universe was in the most natural way, and allow us to give you more information for James. So that's where I'm going. So this will be connecting to past lives that's been holding James back, but we might also get some past lives that he needs to bring forward with, for encouragement, for courage and things like that. And I don't know what this is going to be until I actually dive into it. If you want to be part of a past life session, releasing patterns that no longer serve you, then towards the end of April, I have one of those sessions. I'm only taking so many people into that. It will be a group, it will be on Zoom, and it will be at 7:00. I just need to check the date, and I'll put the date somewhere where you can find it with this podcast. So if you've listened before, that I do go quiet just for a moment or two whilst I connect to James, which I'm doing whilst I'm talking, but I need to go to the roots of him. Imagine James as a tree, and that's where I'm starting, but I'm just looking for or asking to be shown. So my intention for this session is to be connected. I'm going to ask for 2 past lives that are still hindering James's life on earth. And the bottoms of my feet are tingling. They're tingling so much. So what I've actually done now is closed my eyes, and I'm allowing the universe to start to feed me information. But my bottoms of my feet are tingling. I can feel the roots. Now there's resistance. There's resistance to grounding. whether James has actually done or performed a grounding, we'll call it a ceremony, with himself or not, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know him very well. I just know he needs help. So the feeling of grounding is giving me resistance. So what I can feel is the roots going out of the bottom of my feet, but they're stopping. It's like they've been stunted, basically. So let me just dig a bit deeper. So I'm just going to go quiet now. Being taken now into a past life that James was before. It's a boy, about 6 years old. I'm being taken back further for when he was about 3. I might be taken back to 6 again, but 6 I was in, and then I'm going back into a younger age of 3. I'm still the same boy, Gerald. I keep swallowing. It's like I have something stuck in my throat, and I need to keep swallowing. But my feet at the bottom, the roots are cut off. They don't feel right. If I visualize my roots, they go way, way into Mother Earth and do their thing and wrap themselves around rocks. These aren't doing that. They're thick roots, thicker than I've ever seen before, but they're stunted. He was different when he was born, but nobody knew what different. People would look at him and talk, putting their hand up to the mouth and talk, look away and talk, walk away and talk. Doctors in the day looked at him and knew but didn't know. His little legs stopped growing. His legs grew to age 3. Then there was something about the muscular development in his legs. I'm not looking at dwarfism, and I hope I've said that correctly. I'm looking at muscle wastage in legs at the age of 3. But because the muscle wastage is in the legs, they're showing me that the roots are stunted. So he may have carried forward some of this stunted growth in the roots that he could put down in this lifetime. I don't feel that he's ever tried to fully put his roots down into Mother Earth. I don't feel he has. I feel he may have tried, but it didn't work for him. That might have been the words he used. So I'm being shown that if I'm jumping up to age 6 now, and he's small for his height, it's the muscle wastage that somehow the legs haven't grown as they would normally in a child of that age. He's growing up, as in getting older, Nothing changed. The bottoms of my feet, in the center of the bottoms of my feet, I can feel a pulling sensation, like something's trying to pull me down or hold me down, but not in a bad way, pulling me to the ground. James needs grounding. And then I've gone from 7 to 9 to 11 to 15 to 19 to 22. He passed away at 22 in this lifetime that I can see. They're not giving me a year, but looking at the doctors, they're not doctors as we know them now. And they just had, I can see medication on shelves in glass bottles. I can see a reflex tool, like almost like a tuning fork going on. I would have gone onto his knees and legs. A very raw material. So I'm going back to that far. It's not all herbal. There is produced medication. Yeah, I can't see any more on that. They're not giving me a year. Told me his name's Gerald. Now, they're polishing the roots. They're correcting this for you. Stretching the roots. They're correcting it for you. You've brought this forward, and when you walk, it's like if you imagine a tree having its roots cut off, let's say about, I'm in inches, so maybe a foot, 12 inches down. Now you can imagine a great big oak tree with 1 foot or less than a meter, a third of a meter of rootage. It's not going to be very stable. It's going to be weak, and it's going to feel like it's falling over, so it always pulls itself back. And this is what I feel with you. Every time that you've gone forward in your life, you've pulled yourself back out of going forward because you feel like you're going to fall. Not literally, but it's a something in you. It's a natural instinct to pull yourself back. Let's just say, for example, you was going to start a business. So I'm starting a business. I've got an idea. The idea is brilliant. It works for me. I start it and it's like, whoa, hang on a minute, that makes me wobble, and you pull back. It's that kind of feeling. It might not be a business, it might be a job, it might be something, a hobby or a relationship, anything. It's like you can't put yourself fully into things. So what they're doing now, I can see with my eyes closed, is they are stretching the roots, stretching down your roots, manipulating the roots of you, basically pulling them down into Mother Earth. But they're kind of, if you've got a ball of pastry, dough even, and then you begin pulling it and pulling it and pulling it, sometimes it springs back to what it was, and then other times it stays. So we're changing almost the construction of the roots in you now, because I feel that you've brought these forward with you. And when I look at you in my mind's eye, I do see stunted growth and stunted roots. This could be manifest itself into a fear. It could be a fear of success because you've been pulled back from success that many times. It's like a fear of success. It could even be in childhood. It could have been when you started walking or anything connecting to your legs and movement. But they're pulling them down now. I can see it. They're actually pulling the roots so they're not as thick and stunted. They're pulling them down. They're starting to get a mind of their own, so they're starting to go deeper into Mother Earth, and they are beginning to anchor themselves. So I always see deep into the center of the earth, the roots going around the rocks and crystals, anchoring. And that's what I've got now. I've got that anchoring. As soon as they were manipulated, it's like it gave them strength. If you've got a tight muscle, and you go for a massage, it releases the muscle. And that's exactly what the universe has just done now. It's released the muscle, which is the root, which is the connection, the grounding, the holding firm, the roots of the tree in your life. Now, I know you've just had a major success in your life and you're so proud of yourself. And I'm proud of you and grateful to the universe for bringing all that forward for you. But there's more, James. We haven't finished. So those roots, if you can listen to this, and just listen. That's all you need to do. Listen, place your feet on the ground and see what you feel. You might feel nothing, which is fine. You might feel lots, which is also fine. Thank you, universe. So that's it. That is your rootage sorted. Now I'm going to your big toe, and my big toe is tingling, and the length of my toes don't feel right. So that past life is finished now. So I'm thanking the universe for connecting to that past life, showing me what needs to be done. And then by the sheer fact that the roots are being strengthened and elongated, releases you from that past life. This is another past life now. You were a ballerina. Oh, you were a little girl and a ballerina, and that's why my toes are hurting, because my toes feel stunted. But because I had those ballet shoes on with the wooden block in and I was on my tippy toes, it hurt all my toes. It stunted the growth of my toes. This little girl is showing again about the age of 3. I would question what happened to you at 3 in this lifetime. But don't go too deep yet. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. We'll reach that place. But this little girl is 3, the prettiest little thing you've ever seen. Very delicate, typical ballerina kind of body, I would say. Excuse me, but you were very good. Very good. Now, this this cough that I'm getting is her lungs. I'm not going to cut that out because that's not my cough. This is her lungs. She developed a condition in her body, but not before her toes were stunted. And then she couldn't be a ballerina anymore. She wanted to be a famous ballerina and carry it on. She had dreams of it, but she couldn't. So in a way, she felt a failure. I'm giving you failure now because I feel that over time you've felt a failure and we need to move away from that feeling. But not, yeah, let's see where else we go with this little girl. I feel she was in America, and they said she belonged to an American institute for ballerinas. Very young. You got accepted very young. And I'm getting Baltimore. The word Baltimore. So it's either the place or the Baltimore Institution for Young Ballerinas. Anyway, you went there, you were a little girl. And then you got out of breath really quickly. Then you got diagnosed with lung condition. You found breathing very difficult, as in your chest was really tight. And even to walk, you couldn't do the ballet. But you did hang your shoes up, your ballerina pumps, whatever they're called. You hung them up and you used to look at them, which was torture in itself. But your toes stopped growing and your toes became sore. And your toes were accustomed to being in the ballet shoes, but you couldn't do that anymore. You just became weaker and weaker, and you passed over 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 4.5 years old. You got rapidly ill, and it was the breathing that did it. Nothing helped, and clearly they didn't have the medication that they might have had these days, but that was a young passing. It seems like you've had lots of live streams, but that is the toes. So, dear universe, thank you for allowing me to see my life as a ballerina. Oh, Ivy, your name was Ivy. Thank you for allowing me to see my life as a ballerina at such a young age. Thank you for showing me Ivy. I am now ready to release stunted growth of my toes and any pain in my feet connecting to Ivy and to the roots. There will be no pain in my feet because now I receive the abundance of growth in my life, and I am ready for this. And I release all the stunted, all the stagnant, all the stopping, and any pain connected to me not fully accepting growth on my path. Thank you, universe. I am ready for this. Show me the abundance. So if you say that, James, as many times as you feel you need it, so that any sensation disappears out of your feet, and you'll almost feel, I would actually sit down whilst I'm doing that, because if I'm standing up and I'm pulling my roots down from the bottoms of my feet, I could go a little bit dizzy. So definitely sit down whilst you're doing that. Those are the two that I've got. I'm not going any higher now in your body, so I need to be knowing that I need to stabilize myself first. Oh, I'm asking to be coming out of that now. I feel you might go a bit tired with that. So sitting down with your feet on the ground, definitely. Outside if you possibly can. But then I would rest. I would definitely rest after that one. Make a note of your sensations that you feel and notice the change the more you do the grounding. You can ground yourself every single day, and then it will naturally, you'll forget or you don't need it. And you can go to once a week, then once a month, and then eventually when you feel you need it. Yeah. I walk differently. I feel different afterwards. I'm walking differently. It's the word spring in my step sprung into mind, but it's more of a left right connect, a bit like a march, but there's a third step that connects me. Yeah. Shoes are going to feel different on your feet, but you'll soon get used to that different feeling. You might like it. If you like it from the beginning, that's good. Yeah, you are blessed, James. So I'm bringing myself out now. I don't need to say any more. Thank you, universe. So that was amazing. So when I go into these past lives for people, you can set an intention, or you can just ask the universe to show you what needs to be released. But I will be moving up from his feet, I think. I don't know, I might be taken back there again to something different. I won't know until I go into it. But I'm going to continue this theme because it's helping James and it will help you. So if you have pains in the bottoms of your feet, or something doesn't feel right, or you always get close to something but don't quite finish it, maybe your roots are stunted. And there's nothing wrong with listening to this and feeling it in yourself. Yours will be for a different reason to James, but it can activate something in you whilst you're listening. And don't forget, if you want to be part of a group, I'm going to get the date. The 23rd of April at 7 p.m. You will need to book onto that and send me a message and let me know that you're interested, and I can send you the link to book on if you're interested. The intention of that session is to be shown something, as in a past life, that can help you correct something in this life, which is exactly what we've just done with James. So that will be the intention of the past life pattern releasing session that I'm doing on the 23rd. So feel free to come and join us. You can get the link on my Facebook, Jan Mayfield's page. If you go on there, it's advertised. But other than that, this stuff is so interesting, so interesting. And you don't need to go and have a hypnotherapy regression session. I've done this work successfully, intuitively, for a long time. And I've had the hypnotherapy regression and I've gone into my own. I've never known anyone do it the way that I do it, for me to experience it that way, but I can experience my own this way. So it's all good. All good. Have the most amazing day, whatever day you're listening to this, and catch me next time. Hey, 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 thank you for tuning in today. Your support is much appreciated. Please consider leaving a review, sharing on social media, and telling your friends about my podcast. You can also join my newsletter at johnmayfield.com. Remember, take what resonates from Zoetic Chat and enrich your life with wisdom in all areas. And stay tuned for the next episode.